Hello everybody, welcome to more Jess Plays Tokyo Dark. It's now on Tuesday. And we're gonna continue on with our adventure that took a very, upsetting turn at the end last time. Um, so let's go see our boy Daigo. Something to say to us. Okay then. Yeehaw. Leave. Okay, so we're gonna have to go back down to Makura. Can't go to police HQ, can't go to HQ, can't go to... So yep, that's it. We can go to Makura and that's about it. Okay, checking the audio for a sec. Alrighty, cool. Let's get going there. I just realized that I'm dumb and I did not set my timer. So let me do that. It's been a long couple weeks, everybody. Just gotta let you know. Alright, cool. So, we're gonna go ahead and head down to Makura. Oh, can't even go in the Eki this time. I guess, Agita is still passed out? Go to the Jinja. Can't. So gotta go to Kawanake. Okay. Whoops.
You! I told you to stay away from my family. Don't drag my grandchildren into this any more than you already have. Stay back!
I have questions about the Kamenkai, the group your daughter and son-in-law were a part of. The only one alive who'd remember.
Kamenkai? I don't know anything about it. Leave me.
Grandma, enough. Listen to yourself. Do you even realize you're lying anymore? Takashi told us everything. And you, Ito, just because the investigation's important to you doesn't give you the right to just barge in here. Your grandma and I need to talk. If it upsets you, maybe you should go. No, I'm not going anywhere. This is the house I grew up in. It's as much mine as it is Grandma's. If you have something to say, you can say it in front of me. Only a little while ago, I found out my parents died in some cult, and no one even knows why. You think hearing that was easy for me? I want to help you, Ito, but all the deceit and lies are starting to hurt people. What I'm chasing is so much worse. Tell that to the poor man in the station. He's in the hospital now, terrified out of his wits. People aren't only here to be used for information and then thrown away while you move on. They have lives too. Bringing up the past can hurt. Surely you of all people can understand that. I do. But ignoring the past won't make it go away, and there's unfinished business from the Kamenkai that needs to be taken care of. But what's left to talk about? Everyone's dead, right?
I promise to talk to you about all of this later. For now, let me and the detective talk. Go on. You were cooking us dinner, weren't you?
Alright, talk about it later. But I'll be in the other room if you need me.
So, found me out. Now that Mai knows, I suppose there's no point in keeping it a secret any longer. The truth is, my daughter never would have joined the Kamenkai if it weren't for me. I convinced her and her husband to join. I was already a member. At the time I joined, my husband had left me and I'd lost my job, suddenly leaving me a single, unemployed mother who could barely support her daughter. And that's when Tokimasa found me and told me that the society that stigmatized and shunned me was a fiction, a great machine to be fought, and that my very soul was at stake. Of course, he used me as he did everyone else. I desperately wanted to hear that my struggles weren't my fault. They stole everything from me. My youth, my mind, and my child.
Then one day in 1996, they all died. The cause of death was buried and no autopsies were performed. Or if they were hidden. Why?
That's simple. The government didn't care about some dead cultists in the woods and covered it up so the papers wouldn't sensationalize their deaths.
That's it? After everything I've found, you expect me to believe that? 12 people died that day and no one knows why. What happened? Tell me the truth.
You want to know what happened so badly? Fine, I'll tell you. I died for nothing, following in the footsteps of a madman who believed that life was an illusion. As words of other compounds and other groups being raided spread, Tokimasa began warning us that the end was near. He believed the world was collapsing and it was time for him and his followers to abandon the flesh and find purity among the gods. My Emiko. She didn't die from some conspiracy. She chose death because she no longer had an anchor to reality. It was my fault. Beyond that, I don't know what happened to them.
No, you do know something. In the report, it says after the officers cleared the bodies, they found the mask. The same one you handed me 6 months ago.
That's... Tokimasa would always keep it to himself, saying it granted him sight into the realm of the kami. I needed it. Don't understand it. It allowed us to see strange things and people who were gone. The guru was a fool, a fake. The mask was real.
There was a rumor that the cult members were killed by one of their own. Surely you didn't.
No! Don't understand. I would never kill my own child. I didn't take the mask. It was given to me. One day, a man, some journalist or other, showed up at my door carrying the mask. Couldn't believe it. I begged him for it. He stood there smiling at me. His eyes were like none I had ever seen. Strange. All he wanted in exchange for the mask was a picture of Emiko. When I joined the cult, I was forced to give up my possessions, and only had one left, but I gave it to him nonetheless. Thought if I had the mask I could find her, that maybe she would find me. As soon as I had it in my hands, my mind opened. Hear her voice.
So you went into the sewers chasing after her, thinking you could save her.
Kakashi told you that as well, did he? Yes, it's true. Emiko was crying out to me, begging me to find her and free her from a dark place. I would have given anything to hold her in my arms again, plead her for forgiveness. I don't care if you don't believe me.
It's like Tanaka was calling out to me. I do believe you. Probably some of the few people left alive who know what this mask is capable of. If you really thought it'd help you find her, why'd you give it to me?
Because I was wrong. At first, I only followed whispers. Then I found myself in a strange labyrinth, chasing after her shade.
Okay, I'm not sing dance, baby dance.
The days bled together. I lost track of my grandchildren. Crying. It was an illusion. No matter how hard I tried, I never found her. I only became more and more disconnected from the world around me. I descended into madness. I was being used again, just as Tokimasa had used me so many years before. I tried getting rid of it, throwing it away, burning it. None of it mattered. It always came back. And when I did, visions and whispers only got worse. So I put it out of my mind and tried as best as I could to live a life of solitude and ignore the screams of my daughter. Then you came. And when you did, the mask was screaming out in voices I'd never heard before. I thought it was a sign, so I gave it to you. Didn't even have time to breathe out a sigh of relief before I heard that gunshot ring out. No one else ran to it. I think I was the only one who knew that sound for what it was. I thought the mask was punishing me once again, taking Maya away from me. Instead, it had passed tragedy on to another. Sorry. Perhaps the knowledge of the mask should die with us.
There's one other person who knows about the mask. A girl named Nana. Does that name mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anybody by that name. Expect me to know everyone who's been touched by the mask?
No, but you were involved with a group that worshipped it. Are you sure you're telling me everything?
Yes. What good will accusing an old woman do? Unless you're chasing someone too. That must be it. Mai told me you lost someone. Your partner in the police. Is that right? If I'm right, then I suggest you stop your search. The place I was shown by the mask was not meant for the living. I barely escaped with my life. Stop while your mind and body remain intact. What if I told you there was another option?
What other option? Therapy?
In the months since I first met you, I've had time to examine ancient texts in the shrine, and as the mask grew further away, it loosened its grip on my mind. I knew then it would someday make its way back, and so I became determined to find a way to protect myself and my grandchildren from its influence. The darkness of the Komenkai and its ritual object are but manipulations, used to sever our connections with what is truly divine. The mask breeds darkness. Dark forces can invade all manner of living and non-living things, driving them to violence or death. That which is evil cannot be used or tolerated. It must be destroyed. It is the only way to save us from its grip.
Destroy the mask? I thought you just said it couldn't be done.
Not physically.
Grandma, is everything alright? I overheard you talking about that mask again.
Yes, dear, but you needn't worry. In fact, it's good you're here, as this talk involves you. Mai, you've trained in exorcism and purification rituals for quite some time, haven't you? Such a ritual could purify the mask and turn it into a mere piece of wood. Given we gather the right materials, of course. I can tell from the look in your eyes you think me to be senile, but I'm quite serious. Even modern rituals have ancient roots, and with enough conviction they are still capable of great power. Before I was content to die as long as the mask didn't hurt my children, as I was too feeble to do what was necessary myself. But now seeing you here, I see a second chance to do what is right. If you truly do know what the mask is, then you must help destroy it.
Slow down. I didn't come here to be involved in a ritual or exorcism or whatever you call it. I only want the truth about the Kamenkai, which you still haven't told me.
You're a stubborn one, aren't you? So be it. I can see there is only one way to change your mind. The only trace of what happened that day would be at the Kamenkai compound itself.
Alright, where's the Kamenkai compound going to be? Takao. That's my guess. My guess is that it's going to be Takao. I don't know, I mean, it could be somewhere else. Might be Jukai. Might go all the way out to Jukai. But I think it's going to be Takao.
The records of its location are lost, and they were never made public. I know where it is.
What's the catch?
Go there, search for your truth, see what worshipping the mask has wrought. When you return, you'll help me destroy it.
What makes you so confident I'll change my mind?
I went back once, years ago. In all honesty, I'm not sure why. Perhaps to remind myself of my sins. What I saw and felt in that place was tainted darkness and death. Those two things are all the mask will afford you. There is something else. I had a feeling you'd say that. Heavy, unnatural air I felt when I returned to the compound. It had the same stench, the same quality. The tunnels where I searched for Miko.
Sounds like a superstition to me. So, what exactly is it you want in exchange for the information?
I believe the energies of the mask in that place are linked. I want you to bring something back from it. Anything. It may help with the ritual. Looking for the truth will not bring you peace, detective. Purifying the mask very well might. Remember that. Compound is in the far...
Okay, it is Jukai.
The compound is in the forest of Aokigahara.
Aokigahara? Hey, that's the suicide forest!
Suicide Forest, what a dreadful name. Though I suppose those woods have seen their fair share of tragedy. Death.
Ito, you can't just go charging in there, it's dangerous! It actually is really dangerous. And the reason it's dangerous is because it is stupid easy to get lost in there. like, like if you're not someone who's brought a compass and knows what the fuck they're doing, like, what if you got lost? GPS doesn't work in there, and I heard even compasses won't point north. Not only that, but, well, a lot of people go there to die. I don't think you should go. You keep talking about that mask like it's some evil spirit causing you pain, but I think the pain you're feeling isn't caused by the mask. It's just you. So many nights after the girl died in the shrine, I had nightmares. Every corner I went around, I thought I'd see her there. It wasn't a ritual or a charm that made me better, though. I just stopped listening to that fear. I confronted it. When you took me to see Takashi, that was the first time I'd left Kamakura since April. It's embarrassing to admit it, but I was scared. And yeah, Takashi telling me all that stuff about mom and dad was scary, but it was the truth. I wasn't hiding from some demon I'd invented myself. Anyway, I know you might not listen to me. I don't think you should put yourself in danger just so you can keep chasing your demons. I don't know how to tell you this, honey, but like, I threatened a coworker with a gun. I don't have a lot of options. Like, I don't really get to just go back to living my life now. Maybe you're right. Some demons have a way of spreading to others. Seeing the Common Kai compound is something I have to do. Well, it's your choice, but Aokigahara is huge. Where are you gonna find one compound? Mai makes a good point. It's been a long time. Are you sure you remember where it is?
Of course I do. I know what you two must think of me, but I'm not senile. It's a hike away from the bus stop on the outskirts of Narusawa.
Oh, Narusawa! I have a thing to say about Narusawa in a second.
We used to go into town occasionally for supplies. Several miles away from the bus stop, there's a clearing and a path there used time to time by the Forest Service. I'll draw you a map before you leave. It continues for quite some time, and eventually it will be blocked off. Keep going forward and don't turn back or leave the path. The forest can play tricks on you.
Supposing the path is still there, it seems pretty incredible to me that the compound would have been left alone all these years. Well, who the fuck else is gonna go out and mess with it? Like,
it still stands. After all, why would they bother to go and dismantle it? Go. Search for whatever truth you think you'll find. But be careful, detective. Do what must be done and then leave. Staying there is dangerous. I hope that once you enter that place and feel the energy I did, you'll have the sense to see what I never... You understand, don't you? Mask must be purified.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm on fucking board. Like, why wouldn't we fucking purify the mask? Maybe it depends on what I find. Because, I mean, you could be tricking me and maybe the mask is not as...
Don't be a fool. Finding out what happened that day will change. You're being haunted by your past, chasing phantoms as I once did. When you enter those dark places, leave pieces behind. Purify it. Stop this while you're still whole. I'll begin preparations for the ceremony regardless. Mai, see her out.
Bloop. Alrighty, well. No. She's never said anything like that to me. You must have really scared her. Listen, I'll help with this ritual because I think it'll help Grandma get better. But don't get yourself killed. I know in your eyes, I'm probably just a kid. I know how much it hurts to want the truth. Takashi obsessed over the past. And I was miserable not knowing. Grandma almost went insane on top of that. Grandma said it herself. You're still young. You should forget about all this and start over. Might not want to hear this, but listening to you two talk about masks and spirits, well, You sounded like that girl at the shrine. Low fucking blow, Mai. It scares me and should scare you too. Take care of yourself. Go into the shrine. Do this stuff. You know what's funny is like Shinto doesn't have like any sort of like, well, I won't say any because I don't know that for sure, but there's not like a ton of uh there's not a ton of like um God, what is the word I'm thinking of? Can't believe I'm blanking on this. Um there's not a ton of like death related stuff in Shinto, and like you can't have funerals. Like everybody has to have a funeral at like a Buddhist temple because Buddhism actually has like death rituals whereas Shinto doesn't. They have ones for birth. They have ones for like your kids getting older, like, Shichigo-san and stuff like that. But yeah, they don't have a lot of like death related stuff. So like it is kind of interesting to kind of see this association with shrines and death. I guess maybe not really, because I mean there are certain things that are kind of like with it, but I don't know. I'm not like I don't practice Shinto. I'm not like I'm not well super versed on it. But yeah. Anyway, the thing I wanted to say about Narusawa is in Narusawa there are these ice caves, and the ice caves are real cool, really interesting, really cool. And there's a rumor, like an urban legend, that the Narusawa Ice Caves are connected to these caves that are down in Enoshima, which are called Iwaya. And I've been to both. I've been to the Iwaya Caves a lot more often because I live closer to Enoshima than I do to fucking, like, Jukai. But, I live in Kanagawa, I don't live in Chubu. But, yeah, so they, there's a rumor that those tunnels, or those caves, actually connect. And they say that if you are down in the Enoshima caves, you can feel like a cold wind blowing from inside the caves that comes from like Narusawa. And if you guys are kind of like familiar with like my blog and my work and stuff like that, I wrote I gotta move it over to my AO3 actually. I wrote a fic like years ago about the Despair Sisters and going into the Iwaya Caves as far as they could go, and Muguro gets freaked out. So, like, I just think it's funny. I am sad that it's not Takao, but, whatever. I mean, Jukai makes sense too. Sure, why not? Aokigahara, better known as the Suicide Forest. Despite its name, the volcanic earth that grows on makes the forest beautiful and green. Every year, however, large numbers of people wander in, intending it to be their final resting place. Occasionally, authorities have to comb through it for new bodies. Another fun Jukai fact, maybe it isn't a Jukai fact really, but one of my favorite episodes of Paranoia Agent is Happy Family Planning, which is the one where the little girl, the gay guy, and the old man, is he an old man? I don't remember, try to kill themselves. And it's just like, it just keeps going wrong in like increasingly hilarious ways. Finally! This must be the path the old Kamado woman was talking about. The story was true, all I need to do is follow it, to find the Kamenkai's old compound. Let's hope it's that simple. No time to sit here and think it through. I need to get out of these woods before nightfall. Maneki Neko, where you at? I know you will be here, 'cause it's a new map. See, like, these forest sounds are supposed to be, like, unnerving, but, like, I'm enjoying them. I think they're soothing. Um, Personally, I, I'm a fan of, the woods, which you may not think, but, I grew up and there were woods behind my parents' house, so when I was a kid, I used to go play in the woods a lot. And there was like a 90-acre wood behind the babysitter's house, and I used to go in there all the time. And, I think there has to be Um, Kumo no ito daro. And save so many spiders. I have like so many fucking threads to get me out of hell. Uh, um, I'm a dumbass like Kantata. Another Kumo no ito kana? But yeah. So anyway, maybe there's not. Maybe I'm not seeing. Hmm. Yeah, I was playing a game the other day, and they were like this guy's stuck on a subway train, and like it's going to hell or whatever, and he there's a bunch of like cicadas flying around, and they're like hissing and whatever, and being like, me thing. I fucking love cicadas, and like we're finally in cicada season now in real life. Um, like, man, love it. Love me some cicadas, yo. I don't know, I just find them really soothing and nice. See, we're trying to play a brown note. Oh, Jesus statues. Alright, so before we look at this, Jizo is a god, and Jizo's job is, so when your kids die, they go to hell, and to get out of hell, they have to build this little tower of rocks, and demons come and kick the rocks over because they're assholes. And Jizo will protect your children from the demons and make it so they can build their little rocks, the little rock pebble things, so that they can go to heaven. And so he's considered kind of like a patron, like god of like miscarriages or stillbirths or babies who were born and died shortly thereafter. And people make little like scarves and stuff for him to make them as like offerings. These statues covered in moss and undergrowth. Looks like one is missing. Depiction of Ojiza-sama, Zo-sama, said that praying to these statues can help guide the souls of children who died young. Like so old and forgotten. It's kind of sad to see them abandoned like this. How could these statues help anyone in such a dark place? Okay. We hallucinating. Nana? What is she doing here? Huh? Where am I? No. Anywhere but here. I don't want to remember this. Why now? Oh, why did you come here? Left me here to die again, haven't you? It's your fault this happened to me. You're so selfish. Never care about what happens to anyone but yourself. People who get hurt along the way are just collateral damage. It's all about you and what you want. You! You're not looking for me. You only want to hurt the girl, hurt the old woman, see everyone who gets in your way suffer. No, that's not true. I would have done anything to change what happened to you. Make it go away. I can't bear to look anymore. Stop. Make it stop. I don't want to remember. What a great idea. Remembering hurts, doesn't it? Let me take away all that pain. Let's forget together, Ayami-chan. I don't get any choice, really. What else can I do? Any options here? It's not. Oh good, the key is rolling in. Oh. Oh, we're not gonna call that in, I guess. Stay on the... Am I off the path? Okay, well, I guess you're instructing me. I feel a little bit like I'm in a Scooby-Doo chase scene. Ojizo-sama statue. Feel a familiar presence as I pick it up. Alright, ooh. Anything over here? Or oh, wow, okay. Keep going. I think that's all I needed. Oh. Actually go now? Yes, I can't. Okay. Alright, Ito, I need you to jog over to the other side. I guess the thing for me is, like, this is more sad than scary, which is a thing that I feel about a lot of J-horror. I'm just, like, sad and upset more than anything else. I think I'm home. I need to pet the cat. Jeez, the way you were sleeping, I thought you'd never wake up. Huh? Where? Kazuki! Thank goodness you're okay! I knew I'd find you. Hmm? Find me? What are you talking about? I haven't gone anywhere. I saw you on the ground. Nina, she slit your throat. That must have been a hell of a nightmare you had. Not that a good cup of coffee can't fix. Speaking of, I fixed the coffee machine so you can officially file that case as closed. Hey, are you okay? Look a little out of it. Take your time getting ready. I'll be in the other room. Yeah, thanks, Katsuki. What is this? I was looking for something, wasn't I? Can't I remember? My heart's beating a mile a minute. I can't shake this feeling of dread that's hanging in the air. This is real, right? I want it to be real. Okay. We're actually gonna stop here in this lovely cliffhanger. And we will update tomorrow. So thanks everybody. I will see you later and take it easy.